Don't worry. All these nuts and bolts that you see aren't extra. I just didn't install them. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This episode, hopefully if you've been following along in this series, this car's been off the road for 40 something plus years, I think, almost 50. I don't know, I can't do math, since 79. Anywho, or last regoed. Where was I going with that? Nowhere good. But anywho's, been following along, we're trying to get this thing back on the road. We just did a basically top end rebuild on this 1600. So now is the time to hopefully get it in the car. So I think I have everything laid out where it needs to go, so on and so forth. We're just gonna it in. I have to change out a pilot bearing, or not a pilot bearing, throwout bearing on the trans, and yeah, we'll slot this thing in. Plan. Let me get set up, get this thing in the air, and change out a throwout. Be right back. All right, guys. Hello, wiring. I'm curious. Is that a 6-volt starter? Remanufactured China. Should have 9 teeth on it, if it is. I'll mark it and count it. That's a brand new starter. But yeah, this is probably one of my least favorite throwout bearings to put onto a car. Just because they never seem to freaking cooperate. And I got the wiring. Go up there. Yeah, these are just, sometimes they cooperate easy, sometimes they do not. So I got to find a new throwout, so let's not lose those clips. Oh, it's on my toolbox. I pre-planned. Come on. Dude, one side's out already. Just give me the other side. I don't care. There we go. All right, old throwout. Eek. Compared to new throwout, about the same. This one's just a little girthier. It's a machine lip. I wonder if it was a dual purpose, like a clutch fork can actually slide between it, having the chines there. So, not sure. But anyways, give me the clutch kit, spins freely. Enough. Let me clean out in here. Actually, I do have a secondary clutch or throwout. Let me double check this one. This one came with the original clutch kit I ordered for this. We have to do wheel cylinders too on this car. See if this one's any different. No, exactly the same. A little better quality. We'll put this one in. I regret that decision. You can probably tell. This one's better looking. This one's just like a stamped steel casing. This would be fine, but you know, we'll just put this one in. It also works with the retaining rings I got. I'm running out of rags, like, quickly. There we go. Ow. Not gonna go too crazy in here. Just get most of the stuff out. All right. All right, I'm back. Let's try this again. Like I said, sometimes these go easy, sometimes they go hard. If Usually they're a pain in the butt. The newer style, a lot easier. Like I said, I still got the original clips. We can put them in if need be. Come on. One side in. That's all I care about. What I'm trying to do is get one side in and then just roll it around. It doesn't always work that way. With the new style. There we go. That's in and rolled. To the other side with the regular pin. In, over, grip, flip, unclip, shit. Over, unclip. Please unclip. Thank you. All right, it's over. Now I just gotta rotate. Please stay on. There. What a pain in the butt. Yeah, hooks behind. They're both in their notches. Are you in your notch? You're almost in your notch. You're in your notch. There's also a little notch behind these things. Make sure they're in it. This one is. I don't feel good about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump it. Yeah, that's in there. I was going to say I was going to bump it and knock it out. All right, we're in. We're installed. Maybe we can get a little more up out of that. I don't know. I'm paranoid. I hate these clips. Have I mentioned that? Maybe it is. All right, that's installed. I'm done messing with it. All right, let's get this engine in. Hopefully it cooperates. Just slide in. Bolts, nuts, everything back here. Clean off the back. All right, let's skitch this thing. Sweep that. I swept most of it, but then sweep underneath it. Because you know the enemy of any caster is a small pebble. Let's go. Now, let me count that ring gear real quick, or the gear on the starter. Make sure it's a 9. We do have a 12 or 9 or 6 volt starter instead of like a 12. While we're here, and so I don't have to pull it again. I'll be right back. Actually, now that my brain's braining, let me drain this gas. I don't know how much is in this tank, but we do know that there is something in here, so that I can dump fresh in and start from new versus not. I think that is the new current plan. Yeah, let me get this tank drained. So I'm not fighting with the engine. I mean, I can fight with the engine in there. I got full room activities. Let me drain it right now. I'll be right back. Plans off the rails. All right, that's I'm happy I did that because that's what fell. Had Happy I did that because the fuel line was clogged some. There's also no fuel sender unit. That's fine. Anywho's, let's get this thing in. Let's do what I was doing. That looks centered-ish. Going down. And again, I don't take off the freaking wheel. At this point, telekinesis is kicking in. Type 3s aren't that much or that bad as far as needing to be able to see. You got a little more, it's like a bus, you got more room for activities under these things. We'll probably end up hitting the clutch, which is fine. Come back some. Looks clearish. Oh, I screwed up the 2 bolts that are in the transmission. The D bolts are gonna have to go forward. Otherwise, they'll catch. There we go. All right. How are we looking on everything else? Yeah. All right. Come down some more. Light. Looking good. Get this in there. Come down to scotch. Just trying to align those back pins or the back studs. There goes my mic. Have to come my way just a bit. Like everything, it's a dance. A little this way, a little that way, a little this way, a little that way, a little downward. I don't know if you heard my knees pop. I'm getting old. All right. Forward. What are we looking like? What are we looking like? Well, that doesn't help. That does. Right, that hole's sort of aligned. All right, we're gonna have to do a bump up. Rotate it some in there. I got one side hooked, the other side's just a little droopy. One more bump. Might have been too much. Down's easier to control. There we go. That's in. Go down a bit. That should be in. That went very smoothly. Yep. All right. Up. Actually, it's a little easier to get a 15 wrench in here. Don't have a 15 ratchet with a flex. All right, let's connect all these fun cables. Why are you guys holding the light? Yeah, the cables, the heater stuff. I gotta put bolts in there, you know, hold all that stuff together. Well, looks like the heater installs itself. That is what we call precision. This tube, I can put back in. Yeah, put all this stuff in. Again, using all nuts or bolts, excuse me. But, you know, heads on them. So that if these splash pans or anything ever have to come down again, you're not fighting those cheese heads. Do you guys call them cheese heads? I've always called them cheese heads. I don't know why. I think I've heard it from somebody one day. And well, like most things in someone's repertoire, it sticks. Getting stuff apart again. Oh, come on. Let me just grab a new one. It's in the floor dry. There we go. That's it. What else? Everything's under. Everything's tight. Stuff. Let's do the dipstick tube so I don't forget. All right, it's 13s. We degreased the crap out of this thing already. Yes, I'm looking for a rag again. It's probably up in the car. I know there's one on the dipstick. There we go. You sit there. Try to get that old gasket off. This one doesn't actually look like it was leaking, which is surprising because they usually do. And there's a thick layer of goop in here. We are going to replace, obviously, the gasket and clean the screen. If you didn't know, there's little copper washers. Make sure you have them. These are all, well, stuck to this, so it actually makes it that part easy. Oh, wow. This is one of the worst sumps I've seen. And that's like tar. Okie doke. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. That's sludge. It's like paint. I don't even know what the hell it is. Not sure. Again, I don't know if I stated this or not, but I'm betting this engine is good. With that said, if it's bad, I just did all this work for nothing, because I'm also not going to charge the owner to rebuild an engine that cannot be used. There we go. Oh, wow. It is just sludge city. All right, let me clean some of this stuff out. I got to change a battery, get this stuff reassembled, get the dipstick tube on, so on and so forth. And then we'll continue doing what I'm doing. These are all like the little, I got so much stuff mixed in here, I don't even know what it is. But these are little things that you don't see. But yeah, this is severely sludgeried. Whatever. Charge for brake clean. I'll be back. All right, guys, I got all that stuff connected. Right now, I'm just doing all the tedious stuff of finish connecting heater controls and so on and so forth. It's just getting the underside under here wrapped up. I did notice, I think we're gonna have a problem with this fuel tank though. So that's a good thing. The I don't know, drain is leaking. I have a leak is what I'm getting at. I'm not a fan of having a leak for obvious reasons. You know what? How about we do a smart thing? I hated this thing when I was late. I like you, but you're inconvenient right now. Where the hell can I put you to be a little more convenient? There? No, not really. I don't even know what I was rambling about. Yeah, there's a fuel leak up front. I guess it's a drain. It's something. And I don't know what I'm going to do about it yet. Pliers. All right, throttle cable's good. Everything with the exception of running a fuel line is good, which is I'm not concerned about because I will baby bottle this for the initial fire up. All right. Let me get set up under here. Let me get set up under here a bit. Actually, no, we'll find. I just cut and do a little timestamp save. All right, let's finish getting this engine in. I should have moved that bolt, but I did not. That's good. Nose support. All these fun little shimmers. Shimmery dewies. Get that guy on. Probably going to need a jack to get the height that I need. These rear bolts on, nuts. It's 15. It's tight. Can I will that one through? Yeah. Kind of figured this would be loose. When the engine relaxes, it usually will slide back some. It's typically why I tighten the tops first and then let physics take over and seat the bottom. That's tight. Tight. Jack, you come out. I completely forgot what I was saying. All right, anywho's, that's through now. I got this. Hold this with that. Run the nut in. Tight. All right, electrical. Well, I gotta loosen everything again. Come here. I can never find my eights. I just had it to do, I left it under the car. All right, I think I said I'm going to start this thing on 12. Only reason I'm sort of hooking up the coil is that better? Yes. I need it as a jumper. Tighten that down. It was empty. Yeah, I just needed to run the chokes. So let me get a baby bottle hooked up, or I gotta grab my 009. Where's that light again? Ugh. Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna pull this distributor. Wherever the hell the clamp is hidden. Pull the dizzy. And get to that screw or that bolt. I'm gonna pull the second reach. Yes, oil pressure. Pull a dizzy. Put in a normal 009. We're gonna get this thing running with the 09. I don't know. I'm waiting until now to put this thing on. Why I'm waiting until now to put this thing on wrong or backwards. Most likely because I forgot about it. Lube. Sides on. Plug wires. All right, let me grab an 09. I'll be right back. We'll put this thing in. Got to find a coil. And yeah, hopefully, oh, also I need the bellow to connect A to B. So it's not Wi-Fi anymore. Oh, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I have a bellow. I have a fat thing on the roof. All is right with the world. Come on, come on. Yuck, 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 yuck. Slide that up. And you may be asking, why am I swapping to an 09? Simple. I don't like dog. I don't like mechanical or vacuum advance on a dual carb setup. Probably a reason there's this crossover tube, maybe to pull more vac. Not sure. All I know is their lackluster performance in my their lackluster performance in my opinion. That's what fell earlier. Let's fuel in. Let's get that out of the way. We're going to put new fuel line on. You know, it looks like it has some. And I still have to make a HT lead for the whatever. And the question is, are you going to come out? All right, I didn't go anywhere. What did I do with the wrench? Hindsight, I should have pulled this one and had the engine out. Yeah, the vacuum advance, I don't even know if it works. Not really, it's sticking. But we'll get rid of that. Everything looks okay in there. some of this off. Brand new Distributor. This one is going to stay points. Well, I say that now. But the night's still young. Lube this O-ring. It's being a little bit of a pain. There we go. I need you to seat. Oh yeah, I spun the engine over. I was like, I should have been TDC1. That wire doesn't matter. Where's my wrench? All right, that should be TDC1. Dust cap on. All right, cylinder 1 should be this one. Come on, clip. All right, we'll clip the other one first. Clip, clip. Throttle cable stay disconnected. Let me run fuel lines real quick. Got to rob a T off of the old setup and go beep boops. Let's see, what else? We should have 6 volt stuff. Hook up the baby bottle. And I gotta grab a coil and throw a battery in under here. Don't worry, all these nuts and bolts that you see aren't extra. I just didn't install them. Yeah, okay, everything is connected so far. Just doing the, 357th look over. All right, let me run a fuel line. Like I said, I just got rob the T out of here. We're not going to run dual filters up here. I mean, that's just dual fire risk. So rob the T, put new fuel lines, and I'll hook a baby bottle up somewhere up here. That looks like a place. And fill it with oil and hopefully light this thing off. Yeah, plan. Be right back. All right, real quick, fuel line's on. I'm just going to do a fire up with cheap cheap diesel oil from O'Reilly's. Reason being is if this thing goes bad, well, I don't want to waste good stuff because we're also changing this thing again. This is basically, we're going to use whatever detergents and whatnots are in here to clean the engine. Because I guarantee it's not going to drain good. But I do want to get something in here, obviously. And for basically cleaning, we're going to run this. But yeah, still got to rob a coil, 12-volt coil, and throw a battery back here. Because, well, like I said, we're just going to hot wire this thing. I have nothing against the 6-volt system. It will leave running on 6. Big thing is I just want to, I don't know how the electrics are in this thing as far as if they're going to work, so on and so forth. I'm just going to hot fire it on 6, run off a battery, and then we'll switch it over to 6 whenever it gets ready to leave. And that doesn't entail doing anything. Change my mind, we're firing it up on 6. Alright. I had to make a jumper wire for the negative. Why are you firing it up on 6, you might ask? Well, I just want to. I'd rather do all the tuning on the 6 and call it a day. So yeah, jumper wire to the coil. Everything else should be fine. That's attached. That's plugged in. Oil's in the engine. Let's throw some gas down in here. Again, Marvel. We're going to start it up with the red concoction. One, I want just a little oil in this thing. Bring the carbs around because, well, they're supposedly rebuilt. Never rebuilt them, or I didn't rebuild them. Yeah, I didn't have any coils I trusted. Main reason. Also, one and done. But everything should be set. I might throw the battery charger on here for S&Gs. But yeah, as of right now, this thing is ready to fire. Get the snail. Fancy screwdriver, possibly. Oh. I do have my big battery over here to time this engine, though. I want to see what this thing does. All right. No time like the mild present. Gotta connect the battery on the other side. The present is going slightly slower. All right. Let's turn this key. Huh. You're kidding me. That starter is not happy. Are we drawing fuel? Maybe. Shush! Can't hear squirters yet, that's fine. Let's see if I even have voltage coming back here. Six volt. So we do have voltage. All right. Turn this key off. It cranks pretty good. All right, I'm going to TDC the engine again. How far off am I? Oh, not that far. See if I can get closer. Or am I recording? I am. All right. Is this loose enough? Yes. All right. Round one, check with the other. We'll use DVOM. Power on. And I just might not have gas in this thing yet. Ground. All right. Yeah, I might not have fuel in the carbs yet. Let's crank some more. It's sucking, so seems like it's working. Come on, you pig. I smell a lot of Marvel. It wants to. I'm feeling a jump. All right, gonna jack this thing up, put my trigger on it so I can see what actually is going on back here. I'm assuming we have spark, but we'll check all that. Like I said, I know no idea other than this thing didn't run. It's cranking over. It cranks over fine. And also the oil pressure light is going off, so it is building oil pressure. So give me a second. Let me get this thing in the air, put my bump up button on it, and see if that helps. For all I know, it could be flooded right now. I'll be back. All right, keys on. Let me check for spark real quick. Just gonna go straight out the coil. Spark. Really good spark. All right, so that means our points are opening and closing. Ignition is on. Let me I'll run the throttle. Give it full fuel. Come on. Not what I want. Does the starter just have a weird dead spot? Or stop spot? What the hell's back there? Now what I want. Will you turn with the key? I just don't think I got good enough connection with the switch. All right. Am I 180 off? Did I do this again? Probably. Cylinder 1. We'll try this again. We'll try so we're not 180 off. All right, let's try this again. 180 on the distributor. Let's turn the key. Nothing. Why? Why? You know, the other thing would be, do we have spark out? Which we should. Typically, if it's sending signal in, it's sending signal out. Like I said, the coil's firing nice. Not this again. Come on. Let me play with those jumper wires. All right, can't find that. So what I'm going to do as the next best thing is I'm going to use a spark plug as a test light. I'm going to rotate the distributor and hopefully have that spark, and it'll tell me kind of where I'm at. Hopefully without electrocuting myself. Yeah, we're not getting any fire out. Yeah, it's just not sending out. All right. We're making progress. It's slow progress, but we're making progress. Got another slightly used cap. Does it just look strong and it's not able to jump the gap? I mean, could that be what's going on? Not giving up on this yet. I might need a different rotor without impedance. I don't have one. Why no spark out? Let me put my jump box on this, charge this battery. This startup is not going too well. Way back. All right, guys. On the GoPro. Don't know how this is turning out. Receiver is about to die. I have to figure something else out. All right. Anyway, we're back to the timing that I had. I did swap out the cap. Battery charger is on this thing. Let's see if something happens. I'm thinking maybe the cap's bad. Because like I said, it's sending signal. It's just, well, bad. I'll ohm out the cap. Now let's see if we can get it to start. Well, let's see if we have spark first before I get ahead of myself. Where's that plug? Yeah, new cap. What do we got? We have spark. All right. Feel a little bit better. We at least have spark now. Now I just need you to start. No, too far. Why don't you want to run? We are sparking all cylinders. What is going on? What is going on indeed? Yeah. It's good spark and it's coming through a really bad old plug. Don't do this now. Why? You're just cranking. It's my connections that are bad. And it fell off. All right, let me reconnect it. Actually, let's just connect the throttle cable. Fuel, air, spark. That's what we're getting. Or that's what it should be getting. Coil's coiling. Why? Oh, my jump thing doesn't work. I know we're getting fuel. I don't know why we're not getting fire. Unless... Hold on. These things have those solenoids on the side, like a 34 or 32 pick. I don't know if they're working. That one is. Let's try it here. seriously cranking like there's no spark. It does have a bit of a gallop. I don't know. I keep looking over there. But yeah, something's off. All right, what we're going to do. I know we're shooting fire now, so that's good. What I'm going to do, I'll TDC the engine to where number 1 should be. Open up the valve cover and see exactly what it's telling me. Where did it go? All right. Engine should be TDC number 1. It is not. It is TDC number 3. So let's swap the plug wires around. I did sort of have an idea of what I was doing. Yeah, I checked. It's apparently TDC number 3. So let's do this again. So is the other distributor wrong on the timing? 3, 2. We'll straighten these things out after. Hopefully this thing fires. All right. Like I said, double checked everything. Firing order was 180 out. I'm hoping now this will just light off because we have spark. We have fuel. We have ignition. Oh, that sounds like music. Charging lights off, everything's off. Hopefully that's good. What I'm gonna do now is just, well, let it do that. It's gonna smoke for a bit. If you remember, we put a bunch of marble in this engine, so it's in the exhaust. Basically gotta burn it out. But it sounds good. Uh-oh. Why did we do this? Good news, the engine's not locked. Or we're just not getting fuel. Is that our hiccup right now? Do I have the fuel lines backwards because I paid attention to somebody else? Is up in or is sideways in? Let me double check fuel pump lines because I just ran them the way they were. I don't know if, I can't remember if up is in or side is in. Let me just look at fuel pumps real quick. I'll be right back. Well, it says it's right, so I don't know. Try this again. Yeah, it's just not fueling, or it doesn't sound like it's fueling. See if I keep it running from inside. Because there's fuel in the carbs. That's a hell of an exhaust leak I have. Idle circuit would be the only thing. I'm a half turn out. Let's give it some more idle. Good thing these are like thumb screws, which are very convenient. Quarter. Going half. All right, let's try that. Well, it's not fueling. Great. Just need you to run. Maybe my distributor moved. Could have been that easy. It's not tight. Nope, didn't like that one. All right, we're doing something again. Again, I'm just gonna let this thing breathe. Hopefully break all this stuff in. I'm really fighting the carbs right now. Checking for vacuum leaks. All right, let me not choke myself out with this, and I'll be back. Gonna let this thing run. I got an oil leak, so we're circulating. All right, guys, it's been a few days since my last recording. I'm sorry if it's super loud in here, but it is like, I don't know, 30 freaking degrees outside. But anywho, all right, guys, it's actually been a few days since the last recording on this car. Reason being is I had to order parts, you know, and like anything, no one has Type 3 stuff in stock as far as easily accessible. But I had to order a muffler. I don't know how much the car runs. Hopefully I have that in the video. But the car runs. It just sounds atrocious. That exhaust has major exhaust leaks and it's filled with oil, and I'll show you. Also, this pipe, driver's side or passenger side, I don't know if you'll be able to see in there. I get that. It is also filled with oil. Driver's side's not too bad. And by oil, I mean like Marvel or something like that whenever we were trying to de-rustify it or de-stick it. But the exhaust is packed so much so that the exhaust was actually leaking. With that said, I ordered in a new, fancy racing exhaust. And, well, by racing exhaust, I mean it was the one I can get my hands on. So, empty, you see them on pretty much everything. I already got the exhaust rings on here, on both sides. Gonna shove this thing on, hopefully real quick, and yeah, get this thing fired up. Because one huge thing I was having problems with when it was running, other than, monoxiding myself like crazy, was, oh man, fit. I'm gonna have to loosen the headers. One of the things I was fighting was the exhaust noise. I can't, or I can barely hear the engine. It's clangy, it's clattery. It just generally does not sound good or happy. So, with that said, I decided, well, let me, these are 12s, right? Yeah. I decided, let me get a new exhaust for this thing. Back so soon. Anyway, just loosen the back bolts, the 10 bolts, so that you get a little bit of a wibble wobble in your pipe. Hopefully this will just cooperate now and go on. Either that, I'm gonna have to severely, well, modify this thing. Basically bend that tube out, because like I said, I can see the problem. I just need to make the pipes want to live together. Oh, I'm so close. Okay, guys, exhaust is in. 10 out of 10. I don't recommend it. I had to heat up there to rotate the flange, or reclock the flange. That's in. Had to heat there to bend it over. Clamps are in. I tightened up the back, tightened up all the bolts. Same thing here, everything's in and good. So let's get this thing on the ground, and hopefully it sounds a hell of a lot better than it did before. Also, I can't blame anybody for this exhaust, because there's really two reasonable options to order or to buy, and they're both about 200 bucks. So, then you got Vintage Speed, I think. It's like 1,000 or like 700, 600 bucks. Go with a cost-effective option, I guess is what I'm getting at. Oh, it's quiet. It's gonna get cold quick, and get some more race gas, which is just gas. Everything on. Your squirters still work? We'll find out. Well, I mean, they work. It's just if it has fuel in it. All right, let's twist this thing off and see what happens. Oh, I hope it's quieter. So much better. That sounds so much better. Gonna have to go back and do the valves. But yeah, she's gonna smoke a bit. It's still set to a high idle from me breaking the engine in. So that's fine. Yeah, working itself out. Sounds healthy. I'm gonna have to go back and adjust those valves. Little ticky. All right, join me next scene with probably a valve adjustment after I get that. And also we're gonna dump the oil again. All right, guys. Yeah, engine's running. Exhaust is up. Hold on. Let me shut this thing down. All right. It's actually the next day. I wanted to, well, I smoked myself out last night, not gonna lie. So rather than freezing in 20-degree weather with my door open, you know, I'd rather monoxide myself and just hit it fresh. Now, excuse me, I had to burp. But digressing and regressing. Came in. Engine basically fired right up. I didn't have the camera on for a cold start because I wasn't thinking. But engine fired right up. One thing I did last night, I did sync the carburetors, and I also took off this balance tube that would run between the carbs. I don't like them. It's gonna stay with the car. But I like each carb independent of each other. Less vacuum leaks, less stuff like that. I don't know if you pick up in the video, but it was having issues with like rev hunting and had a vacuum leak, so much so that I ordered 2 new, don't mind the sandwich bag, it's how it got shipped, 2 new copper intake manifold gaskets, rings for the carbs. I was committed to pulling these carbs off because I thought I had a vacuum leak, because when I did my spray check, it would rev up. Turns out I was like, let me, you know, before I pull carbs and do all that, let me pull off that balance tube and plug the holes. So that's what I did. So much better. I still haven't even timed this engine. It's just kind of where it is. I do have to go back and time it, but fires up. Hot start, no gas. Fires up, it runs nice, runs smooth. But the reason I wanted to warm it up is, I think I said yesterday, or I thought I said yesterday, I want to do an oil change. Whatever's in here, because it was so crappy and sludgy, I want it out. So, get it hot and flush it out. Or get this part of it out. But definitely nice and toasty under here. Doesn't look too terrible. Didn't I grab that light? I did. There's some stuff coming out of it. Still, no. Yuck. Yeah, there's definitely some of that schmooge still coming out of this thing, which is fine. Fully, I guess, expecting that, just because I knew I couldn't get it all out of the block. But like I said, I wanted to run the engine and clean it, you know, basically use it as a cleaner. And get this all out. So let me get this drained, put new in, clean my floor again, and yeah, dump more in and do another cycle. I'm probably gonna have about, excuse me, probably gonna have like 3 oil changes on this thing before it leaves. Just because I want to make sure that any crap that is in the system still is, well, hopefully flushed out, because it's not good to have stuff in here. All right, guys, I am going to close out this video. I've been editing some. Like I said, I haven't edited the last thing, but now I have edited. It's getting extremely long. A lot of it's fighting to get this thing running, which it does now, and I'm happy with it. But next episode, we will, I promise you guys, well, sound like a politician, so who knows what will happen, but I will promise you guys, we will be on the road with this thing. We have limited things to do, axle seals, check transmission surface if needed, and hell, I still don't even know if it moves, but I do know it has brakes. Run this thing again for hopefully the last time to flush the soil. It is filled up, so it's just going to be another hot cycle, adjust valves, little minor things, hopefully that don't escalate or developments happen to get us on the road. So stay tuned, I guess. Yeah, next week episode from this week episode. If you're watching this thing in series, hopefully I have a playlist by now. And tune in and see what happens. Hopefully it will be the last episode and the owner can get back this car. But anywho's, if you like this episode, whatever it came out to be, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you do. I promise you, we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching and hopefully see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.